So welcome guys, welcome to the channel Always We Learner. Now we so far we already seen this is the Java 8 series, and we already seen the Lambda expressions introductory part, as well as we already seen the syntaxes, how we can apply the syntaxes in our previous video. Now this is the time to implement or use the Lambda expression in our Java 8 code, right? We will use all this thing in a code. So before doing coding, we will first think about what we have learned till now. As we already seen that Lambda expressions generally used to work when there is only a single function to implement, right? And these are anonymous. These are the two important points which we already covered. Now I also have written one thing, the functional interfaces. Why two different things I have mentioned here? As I already explained you, Lambda expression we generally use for single method implementation, and the functional interfaces, this is the new feature which we have in Java 8, which will have single abstract method in functional interfaces. One single abstract method, and that particular method can be implemented by a Lambda expression. That is why I have just mentioned two different features together, functional interfaces as well as the Lambda expressions, and we will use functional interface with Lambda expression. That is why I have written functional interfaces can be implemented by a Lambda expression. And there are so many inbuilt functional interfaces available in Java, like the function, predict, supplier, consumer, unary operator, binary operator, and so on. So we will use one of the functional interfaces with Java expression. So let's get started with coding. I have one class, I have created one class, nothing in this particular class, my first Lambda class. You can see this is my class, first Lambda class. So here we will apply first without using Lambda expressions, how we can use the anonymous functionalities, right? So I am just going to use the function. As we already seen, this is the default functional interface already available in Java, right? So we are going to use this one. Okay, so we are just going to use this. I'm just going to implement, providing the parameter. I'm just saying function one, new function implementation. Here I need to apply the logic, and there is one method available in this particular functional interface, and I'm just saying simple thing like just give me t into 12. This is my expression, correct? Nothing fancy. Okay, so let me just explain. This is your anonymous kind of code which you already seen multiple times in your coding, right? If I just remove this part also, this is your anonymous part, right, which you generally use. Function, it is taking integer into, oh, first of all we also need to check what is this. I already opened this document. You can see the interface function tr. What this mean? T the type of the input to the function, and R the type of the result of the function. So simple, input and the result which you want. And apart from that, you can also see this is the functional interface and can therefore be used as the assignment target for a Lambda expression, right? So that is why we are using the functional interface with Lambda expressions, which we are going to use in our coding also. And apart from that, you can see the summary of the method. It also have the default methods available, static methods available in functional interfaces, as well as there is one particular abstract method which you can implement with the help of Lambda expression. That is why I was saying single abstract method which will have the functional interfaces, and that we can implement with the help of lambda expressions, right? And here you can just check the detail. R apply t applies this function to the given argument. It means t the functional function argument, and the r the return type or return value, the function return result, right? So we can use all this thing in our coding part also. So I am just going to use this particular thing, and I am just saying, just print it out, this out, sorry, this out. I'm just going to use this in a particular variable, let's say function 1, and I'm just applying my logic 10, right, and just print it out. It's okay, it is just giving me as per my logic, right? But you can see I have written these many lines of code, right? But let's say I just want to apply all this thing by using lambda expression, which we have seen in our earlier videos, but without practical. Now it's time to implement all this thing in a coding part. Let's say I have just created one lambda function. Just a minute. Now, as you already seen, there are different types of syntaxes: no argument, one argument, two argument, multiple things, right? So you can see this particular method which you have implemented over here having one argument, right? So how you will write? You need to provide your type, right? And you can see over here, this is the type and what you want with this particular method. Let's say I just want to return something, because this particular method is also returning as an integer. This is my input output, right? So I am just saying, just give me t into 12, that's it. And I'm just going to print out this lambda function dot apply 10, the same thing. How many lines I have written? Just 2 lines. You can see, right? This is from lambda. Okay, right, and this is coming from anonymous old without lambda function, old coding standard without lambda. Now you can easily understand, right? Both are giving the same, but you can see the lambda expressions just giving me all this thing by using single line of code. Here you can see you have written 4 to 5 lines of code, and here you can see you just written the single line of code, nothing much. You just remove all the boilerplate codes, right? So this is the beauty of lambda functions. Here you will apply your logic or syntaxes which we have already seen in our earlier videos. It is having the single parameter, that is why I am using like this, and I am just applying my logic here, and it is just giving me all this thing here. I am just printing all this thing, right? No need to do all this thing while you are going to use the lambda function or lambda expression. I hope you got this point, and we will also use all this thing in our next videos also. We will use everything like the lambda function as well as the functional interface and everything in our next videos also. So I hope this will help to understand how we can use the lambda functions or lambda expressions in our Java 8 code. It's so simple. and thanks for watching all this thing. Please do subscribe, and we will learn the new features in our next video. Thanks a lot.